The able chair, who is so articulate and capable, also is the master of immediate revisionist history. As he cites to the whole set of events that have brought us here, he ignores the fact that over the weekend, all of the negotiations were with the administration and with the Republican majority. Go to the record from yesterday's rules hearing, and you will find that Duncan, the chair of the Armed Services Committee, said no Democrat was involved in those negotiations.
The General,
so how disingenuous can you be?
What I said in my
how
remarks.
Disingenuous can you be? It's my time, Mr. Speaker. How disingenuous can you be by suggesting, among other things, that we have offered no plan when we can't even get to the table to offer a plan? We were shut out, and you, Mr. Chairman, have been the master of closed rules, no less a person than when I came to this body, argued vehemently against closed rules. We're about the business here of undertaking serious business without the will of the House being handled. Mr. Chairman, I don't have sufficient time. If your body will give us time, then I'll be happy to yield to you.
Would the gentleman yield me 30 seconds? I thank my friend.
I yield 30 seconds to you.
Let me just say that I believe that if you look at the remarks that I made, I talked about those negotiators. I never said that there were Democrats involved in those actual negotiations. What I was saying is that we have a delicate compromise that was fashioned here that enjoys the support of many Democrats who have come forward and spoken in support of what it is that we're trying to do to make sure that we can successfully win this war on terror. And I believe that we made it very clear in the record here, and I think that when there was no substantive alternative that did come forward from the members of the minority at all.
Gentleman from Florida.
No one really disputes whether or not this legislation is needed. In fact, all of us are acutely aware that it is imperative that we establish the legal parameters needed to properly apprehend and prosecute villains who act against this country. Those whom we deem a threat to our country should be given at least an opportunity to be put on trial properly, and if found guilty of their crimes, should be promptly put in prison or executed. But our responsibility that we are not discharging fairly is to make law that is constitutional and consistent with our international obligations. Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to support today's legislation in its current form. We cannot overturn hundreds of years of judicial precedent, specifically referring to habeas corpus, for the sake of political expediency. Our judicial system has guaranteed the right to be heard in court, a right to know the evidence presented against you. When Mr. Cole was given his litany of the rights that are being offered these terrible people, he left out that particular aspect, and an opportunity to contest your charge in a meaningful way. The government should not deny the minimum legal process to certain individuals now and risk the loss of freedom for all people in the future. Additionally, as the Supreme Court has ruled, and I predict for you, you're going to get a chance to rule on the constitutionality of this measure, and it should have been expedited pursuant to the plan offered by Mr. Skelton that was ignored in the Rules Committee. The United States is required under the Supreme Court to uphold the standards codified in the Geneva Convention. The current treatment of prisoners in Guantanamo Bay is questionable. Someone argued just a moment ago, what was the rush? We have this person who committed 9/11, and that is true. But everybody in the intelligence community has said all 14 of the prisoners that were transferred to Guantanamo, their intelligence has been exhausted and their value of intelligence has been exhausted. We also run the risk of approving prior transgressions. Shan't spend much time on that. This war on terror has reached global proportions, and the world is watching our conduct closely. In the words of the distinguished late Senator William Fulbright, if America has a service to perform in the world, and I believe she has, it is in large part the service of her own example. I close, Mr. Speaker, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Ask Ben Franklin. That's what he said.
Of Oklahoma.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to yield 2 minutes to my good friend, the gentlelady from Michigan, Ms. Miller.
Gentlelady from Michigan is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, gentlemen.